Hey guys, right here, just kind of making a video for you guys that store your cars a lot and may not use them very often throughout the week and whatnot. So, it's just mainly for cars that sit around throughout the week, and you go ahead and fire it up on the weekend to go have some fun. What I want to show you here is how to get some engine oil, basically prime your engine with engine oil. So you're ready to go upon startup, and you don't get all that heavy wear during your cold startup and whatnot. So we're trying to get some oil up on the cylinders, the cam, valve train, things like that, in the lifters. So to try to avoid most of the wear that we get upon startup. I don't know if many of you may know that most of the wear is actually happens upon cold startup. So we're trying to avoid that as much as possible, especially for you guys that store your vehicles, and you want to go ahead and give it its first startup after a month or two of sitting. This, I think you guys will really benefit from it, and hopefully minimize some of the wear that you guys are putting on your vehicles by doing these these startups after a long sit without any engine oil on top of the engine. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. I got my GXP here, and this is mainly geared towards obviously geared towards cars with electronic throttle bodies, GM cars with electronic throttle bodies. Now what we're going to do, I don't know if some of you may know this, some of you may not, but when you do go wide open throttle, as you can see down here, when you go wide open throttle, I'm going to show you here on my scanner. Try to get it here in focus. You'll see the TPS here. I'm going to go wide open throttle. 84% is wide open throttle, by the way. That's just the way the scanner shows it in this PID here. Anyway, when you go wide open throttle and you try to start the car, it's going to automatically shut the injectors down. So the engine's not going to get any fuel whatsoever. Okay, that's just the way it's set up in the tuning of the late model LS vehicles. I'm not sure on every other electronic throttle body GM vehicle, but in the LS platform, that's just the way it's programmed. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do a wide open throttle. Okay, and if your car is a manual, obviously you're gonna do the clutch and the throttle wide open. Okay, and you're gonna see here, there's my oil pressure. Okay, 1.2 psi. We're gonna turn the starter until we build some oil pressure, and we got some engine oil going through the engine here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the ignition at wide open throttle, and I'm gonna run the starter until I see some oil pressure. Okay. Still at wide open throttle. Okay. I'm going to give it another try until we start building some oil pressure, then I'll stop. Alright, we're going to give it another try until we build some oil pressure, then I'll stop. There we go. It's building some oil pressure. We got some oil up in the engine. Now we're good to start. You could always give it a little bit more if you want to. But now we got oil pressure, as you can see, right? It's immediately as soon as I hit the key. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let go of the throttle. As you can see, it came back down. Now I'm going to go ahead and start it, and I'll have instant oil pressure. Boom. 45 psi at idle. Now remember, this car hasn't started in over 2 weeks. confident enough that I had oil up in the cylinders and the valve train, things like that, to try and minimize wear upon startup. Love the sound of that LS motor. Now remember, my car is a manual, so I had both clutch and throttle down completely when I was doing this. Again, this is just to kind of give you guys a heads up of what you can do to try to minimize cold startup wear on your engine, especially for those those cars that sit around a lot. And you know, when you come to go start your car after 3 months of sitting, your engine's bone dry, you got no oil in the cylinder walls, you know, in the lifters, things like that. You know, I'm 100% positive that this really helps out. You guys can really benefit from it. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like. Thanks.